back to OTC Fish Keeper. Today I wanted to start it off with feeding the Oscars right away before they started freaking out and getting all scared, and the Jack Dempseys too. Although the Jack's already scared, but the Oscars are being pretty cooperative today. Going after the food right away when I throw it in. I've noticed since I started feeding them this shrimp that they've become more aggressive towards the food. And that was my goal, to make sure they had a variety of choices and different options of food to go after. They cleaned up all the shrimp I put in there the other day, and even now they're going after more and more. They're eating really well. And the Jack Dempsey's going after theirs a little bit too. I've already had one come out there. We caught him on film, on video. He just spit it out right in front of us. Oh, there's the Jack Dempseys are digging in really nice. So I just wanted to show you guys that we are having success, even though they like to hide whenever you guys are watching. But the Oscars are eating the alternative, in this case the shrimp, and they're doing quite well on it, and in fact they're aggressively going after it. And so are the Jack Dempseys, although slightly less aggressive. More aggressive when the Oscars can't see them. But when I turned the lights on, that did chase the Jack Dempseys back into their little hiding hole, but they won't stay in there too long. And they've already come out to grab some of the shrimp. Well, hello again. Welcome to OTC Fish Keeper. And I started that video up today with the Oscars eating the shrimp I put in the tank there, just so you guys can see it, because last video they refused to eat just because they like to do that to me. But on the last video, I noticed something in this tank that I hadn't seen before. The camera zooming in really helped me out because I could see it so close. And there are actually thousands and thousands of tiny little white creatures swimming around in this tank. I might not have even noticed them without the zoom from the video, or the fact that all the substrate is black, because they're little white creatures. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you those creatures and tell you what I've discovered about them. It's easiest to spot them if you look down here on the black ruts. All those two tiny little white dots, and you can see some of them swimming in the water. So I asked around, and I found out that those are something called Copepods or Copepods, something like that. Not positive about the pronunciation. Last time I could see some on the glass really well. Yeah, you can see them moving really nicely on the glass. So of course I was concerned. They didn't seem to be affecting the fish at all, but I didn't know what they were. Turns out that they're actually harmless for the fish, and they eat primarily algae, and they're some sort of tiny little shrimp. They said normally, in most fish tanks, the small fish will eat them, but of course my fish are, in this tank anyway, my fish are way too big to eat them. I need to fill the tank full of guppies, but of course that too could be a problem, because the Oscars and the Jack Dempseys would love to eat those guppies, so it wouldn't be very effective. Even the white skirt tetras would probably eat them pretty nicely. And man, there are a lot of them. But since they're harmless, I'm going to leave them alone for now. And they're eating algae, so that's actually a pretty good thing. Now normally, small fish would make a quick meal out of those little shrimp. But since the big guys are in there, that's not going to happen. But eventually, I'm still thinking very seriously about taking these Oscars and putting them in my 265 upstairs, which was my goal when I bought the 265 originally anyway. Oscars can become much more interactive and much more personalized if they get regular contact. And down here, they see me for feeding, and then that's pretty much it. So eventually, I'd still like to take them upstairs for that. And then I'll probably put the goldfish in here. And I think the goldfish would also quickly make quick work of the Copepods, or whatever they're called. I'm hoping that the goldfish, because of their constant movement of rocks, they're constantly trying to scrape off microorganisms off rocks, should probably make pretty quick work of them. But I'm also thinking that maybe this summer I'll do some kind of a pond kind of a thing, maybe an indoor pond, or maybe on my back porch. I have to check the temperatures on the back porch, and also have to see if water freezes up there in the wintertime. Of Goldfish don't mind the cold water, they don't mind the winter, but they do mind if it gets too hot. So I'm gonna have to make a careful monitoring of that temperature over the summertime this summer. So we'll keep track of that, and I may put the pond right down here in the basement. I might even just buy one of those kiddie pools and just put that together. I can make a nice, quick, easy pond. And if it comes with a filter, I can just turn that into a fish tank filter. So if any of you know for sure those are Copepods, leave a little comment in the comments down there, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so we can see how this turns out in the long run here. And the fish room is getting closer and closer to completion. Pretty soon I can start putting the actual fish room all together, which is where I am now, but I've only got 2 tanks currently set up. I've even got an empty one right here, another 125 gallon just sitting there ready for some action, and I'm ready to start it. So be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next week.